Okay, so here we go. Umar, are you familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes, of course. You talked about it many times.
Yes. Have you seen which? So there are many Yugs. What
Yes.
Yu-Gi-Ohs have you seen?
The OG Yu-Gi-Oh, the one, the OE, was it the OVA one, like the one that was really fucking dark. The
Season
TV
zero,
show,
yeah.
like the 4 Kids version. You get that one on the island, the 4 Kids one, and the one
GX
like the really edgy one, with the motorcycles and stuff. That I thought was the
5D.
best, so the second best Yu-Gi-Oh known to man.
Yep.
It was like was UDX or something. It was like the ones with the
5D.
bicycles and
So
such. Which
no.
is
So here, bear with me. The first. So okay, going in order. The edgy dark one is Yu-Gi-Oh Season 0. The regular one, like the one that everyone knows, is Yu-Gi-Oh. The one on the island is Yu-Gi-Oh GX. The edgy one
with the more Randy there.
with the motorcycles is Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, no, you
5Ds,
meant Enter
which
the
is many.
Void.
Yes. Can you not hear me? Sorry about that. I do that sometimes. Did
No,
you catch
I
my
did
full
not.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Can you
explanation? Okay. One more time, just in case the recording picked it up, and I don't want to repeat myself too many times on the podcast. The edgy dark one is Yu-Gi-Oh! 0. The regular one is Yu-Gi-Oh! The one on the island is Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And the edgy motorcycle one is Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
A lot of people consider 5Ds to be the best one because it's the one with the most like actual plot and the one that like does the game the best.
Yeah.
My favorite is Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which is widely considered to be one of the worst ones.
I mean, I would consider it the worst of the initial trilogy of the 3 shows. You know what I mean?
Fair. Regardless
Like,
of how you feel about Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, I learned recently. I learned a lot of stuff. Because here's the deal. When I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, I'd only ever really seen the first like season and a half, 2 seasons. And I recently learned what the 3rd and 4th season are about. And oh my god. It's insanity.
So what's happening? Because I don't remember the Islander one that much. I remember.
Yeah, no one does. So we're just gonna okay. I'm gonna go off on this. I'm gonna give a plot summary of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX
Up to the 4 and 5, season 4 and 5. Assuming that's where we're gonna go to the meat and bones.
I'm just gonna run through the show. If you want to take my word for it that this shit gets whack, leave, go watch it, and then come back in like a year when you watched all of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Buckle up for this shit. Are you ready?
Yes.
Season 1, main character. I'm gonna use the English names. Fucking fight me. Jaden. Jaden is like this happy-go-lucky dude, and he just likes dueling. And his favorite phrase is "get your game on," and he's a big slacker. And he's just like, yeah, what a cool dude. And the whole first season is just him vibing. And then eventually they fight some guys. So for Sacred Beast cards or whatever, they fight some scary bad guy. And then the season, season 2, a lot of the same stuff. There's a cult now. There's like a spooky cult, and Jaden goes.
I remember that.
Yeah, Jaden goes to space to meet magic space dolphin people guys for his new deck, and he fights the evil cult of light people and whatever that happens to. Seasons 3 and 4. These ones are the kicker. Season 3 introduces Jesse, as he's called in the English. Johan, as the weebs will call him. And Jesse is Jaden's like gay love interest. They never explicitly like call it out, but it's so like heavily like it just feels like they're gay.
I don't know. I kind of find it ironic that the show was kind of supposed to be like kind of be hip, but also saying was most of the boomers saying like fuck you to like the younger kids as well. That's the vibe I got from it,
Fair. Either way. But yeah, so that was like, oh, that's interesting. I learned that. I'm like, huh, that's weird. Didn't expect that. But here's where it gets crazy. I don't know the exact timing of this, but essentially when Jaden was like a kid, he had a Yu-Gi-Oh card that was possessed by a weird demon monster. So anyone that got near Jaden or was mean to him, that thing put in a permanent coma. So they did the only logical thing, which is they put that card in a rocket and shot it off into space. And then they gave Jaden, as a young child, shock therapy to induce amnesia so he'd forget it ever happened. You know, this is in the show. This is explicitly stated.
Okay.
So either way, so his weird demon becomes like obsessed with him. So it comes back from space and has this weird thing where it now believes that the only way to show how much it loves Jaden is to physically harm him. So it like possesses people and tries to kill him a little bit.
Okay, let me just stop you there for a moment. Are you sure this is not literally maybe the creator's case of literally like child abuse when they're like children or some shit?
This is the lightest.
This sounds like fucking child abuse, actually, like how the demon's acting.
This is the lightest part of this story. This is the calmest it's gonna
Wait,
get.
what now?
It only gets worse. Season 1, happy, upbeat. Season 4, horrible depression and PTSD.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, continue. If that's like literally the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, so that happens, right? So again, I haven't actually seen it. This was explained to me. So consider this the telephone explanation of the plot.
Okay.
But either way, so one thing leads to another, and Jaden and all of his friends get sent to hell.
What?
Yeah, that demon girl brings him to hell. And like legit, like there are dual monster spirits that try to kill you. This is where you go when you die hell. Just a real bad time. Jaden's gay love interest, Jesse, gets kidnapped. And so now Jaden's like obsessed with bringing him back. So he goes around, and at one point he finds himself in like a coliseum. And in the coliseum he duels a guy, and essentially the plot is like, here's the deal. If you lose the duel, you die. But if you beat me in this duel, I'll kill all of your friends.
What the fuck? Okay,
And
this
Jaden
sounds like
goes,
some.
well,
Okay, now explains 5D a lot more better now.
So he goes like, well, I'm trying to find Judai, or not Judai, he's Judai. I'm trying to find Jesse or whatever. So cool. So he murders him.
Jesus Christ.
He beats him in the duel, and all his friends die. Later on, at some point as well, they do this thing where they foreshadow some guy called like the Supreme Master. And the Supreme Master has been going around massacring people and killing children. Like explicitly killing children. Like
Jesus
it like
Christ.
They show children on screen, and then they show their corpses. Like not their corpses, but like their remains.
Is this like is this an American dub or like in the Japanese one?
The show. This is in the actual show. But yeah, so just offing, murdering people, children, everyone.
Okay, that's my fetish.
Then it's revealed later on that in fact Jaden is the Supreme Master.
So you're telling me Jaden's the one who's killing the goddamn children?
Yeah, like the Supreme Master is Jaden's like dark, suppressed psyche.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Which then you kind of take someone and you realize, oh, so they kind of just implied that Jaden has committed mass genocide.
I mean, I'm not surprised. He seemed like a guy who would have done it.
Yeah, just like if you get a moment, just go watch the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and just remember this explanation. Moving. We're not quite done yet.
Oh god.
So I'm trying to remember what was. I think there's some important detail I'm leaving out. It.
Wait, what, Randy? I can't hear you. Randy, you've entered the void.
There's a lot to be developed. There's a lot. Sorry, don't worry. I didn't say anything of importance. I'm taking a moment to be flabbergasted. Yeah, a lot goes on. Essentially, like, there's a duel where, like, this crocodile man is like, I know you're still in there, Jaden, so I'm going to have a duel with you, and using my magic powers, I'm going to pull your soul free from the Supreme Master. And it's like, oh, okay, so this is Jaden's, like, redemption. No, Jaden kills the crocodile guy as well. It's so fucking insane. I wish, like, I can't do it justice. This is just me doing my best to explain it. There's one character who's like in the first seasons, he's like this cool epic dueler. But then he loses in like season 2 or 3. So from then on, he gets these shock collars that whenever you lose points in the game, they shock you. And then at some point, if he dies of a heart attack because he gets shocked too much. Like a lot happens in this show.
Is this the guy who went to like Antarctica to fight with penguins or something and then came back?
Oh my god, Chaz.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about, like Chaz, yeah.
Talking about Zane.
Okay, well his record, what the fuck happened to Chaz?
Chaz, he dies. He's one of the friends that gets killed. I think they bring him back at some point, but he does get killed when Jaden wins that duel. The Chaz is
Jesus.
the best. Chaz is a gamer.
Yeah, damn. That sucks for Chad. Because I never really got into it's like, okay, I assume it's like none of those happy go lucky kind of, shows. Jesus Christ.
No, first season of GX is so, because like I said, I've only really seen the first 2 seasons. So I was like, so this is like the upbeat, happy Yu-Gi-Oh! No, no, this is like one of the most fucked up. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I didn't know. I need to get around to watching seasons 3 and 4 because oh my god, the turn they take.
Because it sounds like it made 5D more lighthearted. Damn, what the fuck?
No, it's insanity.
Okay, because now I wonder what if they actually took 5D to like the full-on edge. What they did with GX.
I wouldn't be surprised if 5Ds was hiding more edge. I've only seen like the first season of 5Ds.
Dude, it gets really fucking weird at the end of the show.
Oh my
So Morris, what happened was the main character causes the apocalypse. And he has to fight some guy from the future who became a god, more or less, trying to stop him.
And people need to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Everyone's like, oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! That's one of those card game animes. Oh, that's stupid. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is legitimately wild.
Yeah, no, it was really fucking weird. So Morris, there's like this time traveling plot, more or less, where there's this like god from the future, and he saw more or less the death and destruction of the world with apocalypse, more or less. And he's trying to prevent it, by winning a duel game against the main character. Because you see what happened to the guy, more or less, like, he went to war, he came back to his wife after war, and his wife fucking died in another war. Then his kid died, and then he was just like last person alive on the world,
Same.
Becoming an old crippled man, Morris, and then like God said, okay, yeah, you're a god now, motherfucker, and pushed him and made him go back into time to fight this one duel. On a fucking motorcycle.
I love this show so much.
And then you know what the fucking happens to that guy?
What happens?
He fucking gets killed. So that shit happens again.
People need to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! More people need to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! If this podcast makes one more person watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll be happy.
Like, dude, this is like 5 seasons.
It's insanity. I've heard there's one season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is Arc 5, which a lot of people consider to be the actual worst Yu-Gi-Oh! But the plot has been described to me as all of the Yu-Gi-Ohs got together and fought behind a Denny's. And I want to watch that so bad. Everyone's like, this is the worst season. I'm like, I don't care. That premise sounds interesting.
Oh God. Like, what was it? Have you watched the movie Anchorman?
Yes, I've seen Anchorman.
Like, you know that, remember that like all these like local Anchorman TV shows are fighting each other in like a backyard? Because that's what it sounds like you're describing right here.
That's basically that fight is how all of Arc 5 was described to me. And I'm like, I have to watch that. Like, I have to know. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so wild.
Okay, actually, so let me rephrase it. So more or less, what happens is that even after the fight, the guy was main character trying to make sure that he doesn't fucking do that, more or less. And apparently he somehow did it with the removal of his like cursed tattoo or something, like disappearing one day or some shit.
Yeah. Even the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Is fucked up. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is more fucked up. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is pretty fucked up.
I mean, it's just depressing and fucked up. You know what I mean? Because to be frank, if you describe the Yu-Gi-Oh! TV show as a generation, you describe it as the millennial and Gen Z generation. Yeah, we're fucked. Well, actually, to be frank, GX is probably the one after that. Probably can describe more of the millennials. Like, fuck it, we're fucked and we don't care at this point. You know what I mean?
Oh,
we have our virtual waifus. We can fuck. Like, why the fuck doesn't matter? More or less.
Matter. There's a whole ass episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX where they talk about their card waifus. That's a real episode. Happened.
Wait, so what was the show that you were comparing to? Like, that was actually worse than GX then? Was it Zexal or?
So it's not Zexal. Arc 5 is considered to be the worst one.
Arc 5, okay.
GX is considered to be slightly better than Arc 5.
Zexal was pretty bad, mind you, so.
Zexal wasn't.
It was just bad, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Standards, what I mean.
It wasn't terrible. I watched 2 seasons of it.
It just felt boring.
I almost finished it. I need to get around. I need to get around to watching all of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Actually, let's look up this. I'm just kind of curious, like what's the plot of this?
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, where we talk about 30 minutes at a time. Look, you should have known the moment I was invited on this show. You had to realize, okay, there's gonna be at least one episode where Randy just goes off about Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh my god, you know what I just remembered? Oh my god, there's a character in Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it was Zexal, who's a straight up cat girl.
I feel like I know that you're right, but I'm concerned now.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Can throw anything at you. You can think you're ready for Yu-Gi-Oh! And you never will be.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal's like the one with the aliens and like the Greek mythology one, right?
It's the one with all the numbers, and he's got like a ghost friend who lives in a key. He's the one that wants to high five the sky.
Okay. Because I don't know why, because I remember there was something about like traveling worlds or some shit, like alien life or something like that.
That's kind of GX and Arc or Zexal. They kind of both touch on that whole alien jazz.
Okay.
There was also, what was the most, Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains? That was the other one. That was the second most recent one. There's a more recent one now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains is phenomenal. Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains is a masterpiece. Not because it's good, but because Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains was the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I sat down and just kind of accepted it as a comedy. And it's so good. There's a whole, you can look it up, a whole minute-long bit where they go, you can't judge a duelist until you've held his deck. You know, because that's like a D joke. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
And they run with that bit for like a whole segment in a children's cartoon.
Okay, so I'm looking at Arc 5, and apparently it aired. What
do you mean? Of course it aired. I'm aware that it aired.
I'm shocked that it only lasted 3 years or something, and that's kind of shocking.
Yeah, Zexal was 3 seasons. Arc 5. How many seasons did Arc 5 have? Not a lot.
Zexal had 9 seasons. 9 seasons. While Zexal, Arc 5 had 3, while Zexal had 9 or something like that.
Oh, it didn't. Zexal has 3 seasons.
Yeah, I'm saying no, but it says but they're really short seasons, if that makes sense. Like the same amount of episodes, but
okay. Well, that's cheater.
It has even less. It's half the episodes, 73 episodes or something like that.
Is Yugi still alive in Zexal?
Oh, but I assume these were all in different universes or some shit. Are they all in the same universe?
No, Yugi shows up in 5D or in GX. Because I was looking up Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And as I was reading, I saw a thing, which is Yugi still alive in Zexal? And the answer to that is yes, he is.
So you're telling me they're all these Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh wait, no. That he's still alive in 5Ds. This answer is because it's one of those people also ask Google results. I think he's also still alive in 5Ds, which is still wild to imagine.
I mean, here's the true question. You're telling me all of this is all one universe, one planet?
Yeah. This is one consistent timeline.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You can tell because there's that movie.
Yeah, I know the movie, but that was just kind of a spin-off thing that no one really talked about.
Oh no! The one with Paradox is time travel nonsense, and they bring three Yugi
Yeah,
boys.
I know. Together. Jesus Christ!
I'm trying to find out if Yugi.
Randy, for the 5Ds. Out of the
60 I know he's
minutes of this podcast,
because he's in the first episode.
50 or 40 minutes have just been dedicated to just talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Jesus Christ!
Look, I warned you, dude.
Dude, we haven't even got to my week yet, Randy.
Look, I'm sorry. There's a fan theory that Roku is Yugi Moto from Zexal. I don't even know. Whatever.
Fuck. I don't even know what half the shit's happening anymore now.
Okay, but hold on. But okay, you know, the world of 5Ds, right? Like you've seen that setting before.
Yeah, no, I remember. It's really fucked up. It's kind of
being alive in the original Yu-Gi-Oh!
Mm-hmm.
And continuing to be alive in 5Ds. Those are two wildly different settings.
Yeah, I'm like, isn't 5D supposed to be more the definition of late stage capitalism? Late
Like, well,
stage
'cause it's
capitalism.
2 islands, like, an explosion happened and knocked off a chunk of a continent, and now there's 2 islands, and one of them's Domino City, where it's all, like, high tech and futuristic and shit, and the
Yeah.
other one's the satellite, which is where all the poor people live.
Other words, welcome to modern America and literally the
Yeah,
world.
welcome.
Then
Well, we live in a society.
yes. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I remember that.
I think Yugi might also die. Does he die in the show? Yugi might be dead.
Yeah, Yugi technically dies in the show.
Does he?
Yeah.
When?
Like not like not the like the kid, but like the Egyptian god. Yeah, he died at
Well,
one
he
point.
doesn't die. He gets like sent his like soul's released, and he goes back to
Okay,
ancient.
I guess that's what I'm thinking of then.
No, that's Yami Yugi. I'm talking about the kid. I'm talking, does Yugi die?
Let me check.
I think he's dead.
Yugi.
Because it says on the Yu-Gi-Oh fandom something about him dying. I don't know. We need to get off
Okay,
this
listen, we
topic.
gotta check this real quick, okay?
We have 10 minutes left in the podcast, Umar.
I mean, if you're willing to go further, I'm willing to go
You know what?
further.
Let's double down
okay?
on Yu-Gi-Oh. This podcast is 20 minutes anime and 40 minutes Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, hell yeah. No, oh my god. You know who I want to talk about?
Who?
In Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds. Dude, okay, hold on. Hit me. Will you try to figure out if Yugi's dead? I'm gonna fill the space
Okay.
about Yu-Gi-Oh characters.
Yeah.
Okay. There's 2 characters. I love the Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds cast. They're phenomenal. There's this dude that he's a cop. His name is Booker or whatever. No, his name isn't Booker. What's his name? He's a cop. He's the cop from 5Ds. What is your why when I look up is Yugi Moto alive? It's Trudge. That's his name. Officer Trudge.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I think I know what you're talking about, like that episode where they're like are fighting in like a prison yard.
They fight all the time. Trudge appears multiple times, and I love him.
Okay, he's
Trudge,
the black one, right?
No, that's like the police warden, the warden.
Okay, that's who I'm thinking of, not the one you're talking about. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Trudge. Like, because like I said, I never finished it. All I know about Trudge is that his main dragon, he has like a dragon, and it's like a giant handcuffed dragon. And I want him to have like a whole police themed deck with like, because he has one card that's like a police dog, and he has the handcuffed dragon, but then also he just has like big stone wall and weird samurai man.
Like, I mean, to be frank, if it was all police deck, it just must be a policeman that's shooting a black person in every card then, but you know.
Nice. Yeah, no, they didn't double down on Officer Trudge's gimmick, and that makes me sad.
Okay, so I'm right now looking this up, and he appears in GX, and he looks so fucking weird. Like, let me send you this picture.
He's in the very first episode.
Like, you see how muscly he is.
Let me say. Where did you send me this picture?
I'm trying to send it to you right now.
It's impossible. I don't remember. I feel like I remember him just looking like Yami, like Mr. Yami. Like he's like kind of tall and black and lithe, and he gives him Wing Karibo.
No. He looks
Hold on, I have to see this.
I'm showing this to you right now as you speak. Look how muscly.
Damn, he is buff.
Yes.
Why is he buff? What is?
I don't know. I'm looking at this as we speak.
I don't remember this. For anyone watching, we have to stop doing visual bits on the podcast.
Then we already started recording this, damn it.
How do we hold on? Where did you find this image?
On the wiki.
Okay, if you're watching this, go to the wiki and just look at Yugi Moto's wiki. No, okay, just look up if you're okay. Here's your homework. If you're at home right now, as you're listening to this podcast, whatever you're doing, stop what you're doing. Look this up. Open Google. Open it right now. Go to Google. Look up Yugi Moto GX. Image search it. It's the 3rd image. You'll see buff shadow Yugi. What the fuck? Why is there buff shadow Yugi?
In 5D, it mentions him. He technically exists in the 5D universe. And then it ends there. It ends there. And then the movie. That's it.
I'm so confused. What is happening? I'm learning so much about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Search up Yu-Gi-Oh! Muscly Man or something that doesn't hope that. Let's hope it doesn't actually bring up porn, But
Can I share with you a real ass quote from Yu-Gi-Oh?
sure.
You know what they say, Mokuba? If at first you don't succeed, blast it with your blue eyes again!
Are you sure that's not from the bridge?
No, that's no. I know it's not because I know the actual quote from the abridged as well. Which is remember, Mokuba, if at first you don't succeed, you're not Seto goddamn Kaiba.
Jesus Christ.
So blast it with your blue eyes again is a real scene from the actual show.
Oh my god.
It's so good. There's another one. Someone's dueling Chaz, and he goes, I'm gonna Chaz you up. And he goes, before you Chaz me up, I activate my face down card. And he goes, what? How? And he goes, well, I'm just call out its name dramatically, and it flips face up. It's very simple. We've been playing this game for a while. That is from the actual show. Look that up. It's insanity. I want to give a big fucking hug to whoever dubs Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they are insane.
Isn't it being dubbed by what's like Konami?
I don't even know. In the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Seto threatens to throw himself off a building if he does not win a children's card game. And it works. Like, legitimately, who writes this? It's insanity.
Boomers, of course. Japanese boomers, to be more specific.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So much.
Okay, I have to assume that what's probably happening is like originally was what the first 3 seasons are dubbed by 4 kids, and then 4 kids dubbed somewhat of like half of Zexal, and then it just like okay, Konami took over.
No, I don't think 4 kids didn't do 5Ds. I think they only did Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi and GX.
They did apparently of Zex. I'm pretty sure they did 5D. Then who did?
I don't think so. Well, because Yu-Gi-Oh and GX were the only ones where they changed the names.
No, it was done by 4 kids.
Was it?
Yeah.
Why is it good?
Fuck would I know? Because what more or less happened, it looks like, is like 4, 5. I don't know. It's like more or less they just stopped kind of giving a shit because they lost Pokemon. I think.
I guess.
Wait, you saw that abridged episode, like not abridged, but like one shot. Like it's the same person made what the Yu-Gi-Oh bridge. Morrison is like you know the whole joke like 2 dudes in a hot tub, but Morrison make that into a bridge episode, and that's what you get Yu-Gi-Oh 5D episode.
Fair.
You know what was it like? The main guy versus that like what the blonde haired guy, like friend or whatever. I don't remember. I just don't remember being this fucked up. Okay.
Everyone when they think back on Yu-Gi-Oh is like, oh, Yu-Gi-Oh, that's like the children's card game anime. God, what a silly fun anime. Watch that show. It's insanity.
Like Ryan, I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know how the hell you expect me to cut this up.
Like
the first half Ruby and shit, and then this like second half is just like
that's it. That's what you had. That's how you have to cut it. 20 minutes of Ruby, 40 minutes. Oh my god, wait, no, you know what I just remembered?
What?
The plot of like, I think it's the Dark Side of Dimensions movie. Some plot of some like really recent Yu-Gi-Oh movie. I think it was the Dark Side of Dimensions. Is Seto Kaiba is like still super pissed that he never got his final rematch with Yugi. So he finds the Millennium Puzzle and creates a way to like recreate or resummon the Pharaoh so that he can duel him in like virtual reality. And then also some other dude with weird dimension magic tries to kill them both or something. Who cares?
What the fuck?
Is Seto Kaiba still alive? I think he might be.
Okay, let's search this up then. Seto Kaiba.
I was looking this up and it's Seto Kaiba Scaly. Probably.
I assume he has to be dead by now. Like, I mean, Yugi. Okay, let's check. Let's go all the way to the bottom, more or less.
I think he's spoilers. Anyone who wants to know, I think he's dead. I think he dies in that Dark Side of Dimensions movie.
Damn. Okay.
But hold on. Okay, so hold on. Wait. So when does that movie take place?
I don't know. It's search. Okay, so you said it's Dark.
Hold on.
Okay,
Sorry for the
you said-
silence, everyone. We are enraptured by Yu-Gi-Oh. We're just taking a moment.
Right now,
Okay.
I'm just looking at this here. 5D, he's also mentioned in there as like the guy who kind of caused Domino City to exist.
Fair. It's sent 6 months after the original Yu-Gi-Oh story. And that means that 6 months after they release Kai or the Atem's or whatever's soul, Kaiba gets the disassembled Millennium Puzzle, returns the Pharaoh's spirit or whatever, and then they duel in augmented reality. What is Yu-Gi-Oh? I'm so happy I can live in the timeline that Yu-Gi-Oh exists in. Because it's legitimately wild. I think that's a good note to end the podcast on. Do you have anything you want to share, Umar?
Jesus fucking Christ! What is this season? Like, what is this episode?
Anyone who's here, anyone who's listening, go watch Yu-Gi-Oh. Just do it.
Well, anyway, thank you for listening to the Oh God Why podcast, episode 17. 20 minutes Ruby, literally the rest, 40 minutes Yu-Gi-Oh.
Welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh.
Thank you for listening to the podcast, and hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Anything you have to say, Randy, before we leave?
Just go watch Yu-Gi-Oh.
Go watch Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay. As for me, I'm just gonna watch a new Transformers TV show on Netflix tomorrow.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, I hope to see you guys next week with me, Randy, and Peter. Bye.
See you later.